You will not believe this story, ladies and gentlemen. This will make you fucking sick to your stomach. Literally. Check this out. And there's another story we're going to do on this one. Sexual predator granted custody, child support of his victim child. You got to be kidding me. Oh, this is going to make your blood boil. This is going to make you sick to your stomach and make you outraged. You're going to be wanting to smash a couple of things. Predator granted custody of his victim's daughter. Wow.
An accused rapist actually was able to get custody and is now being paid child support for the child.
Wow.
I kid you not.
Exactly. And you, ladies and gentlemen, if you think this is a joke or you think that it was for click, nah, this is for real. This is how fucked up broken the system is.
A Louisiana judge gave an accused rapist custody of the child conceived from the 2005 attack and eventually ordered his underage victim to pay child support.
What?
Are you hearing me here? Okay. Let's put up her picture, Christa. Let's put a picture up.
Okay, let's see here.
Christa Abelseth told WBRZ that she was raped at 16 years old when a man nearly twice her age promised to give her a ride home from a local restaurant after a night out with friends.
Wow.
All right? Abelseth met with a guy named John Barnes. This was in the city of Hammond back in 2005. She says he offered to take her home after a night at a local bar with friends. Here's a quote. She says, "Instead of bringing me home, he brought me to his house. Once inside, he raped me on his living room couch." Abelseth did not know Barnes before that night, but became pregnant because of the encounter. She also said everyone assumed the pregnancy came from a boyfriend, and she let people believe that. That's what she told the outlet. Let's put her picture up again.
One more time.
Now remember, she was 16 years of age when this happened. All right? Let's put up a picture of the person who is accused of raping her.
That's the fucking deviant. That's the creep.
Okay? A DNA test is part of the court documents that proved with 99.97% accuracy that he is, in fact, the father. Barnes was 30 years old, and it was confirmed that the young lady was 16 at the time of conception. The act was illegal at the time, even if it was consensual. You have to understand this. Minors are unable to give consent.
Bingo, right there,
rape.
yes.
Let
me stop that for a second. Yeah, this is why there are predator poacher networks out there to bust sickos like the one I just showed you, ladies and gentlemen, because you get fucking sick fucks like that want to prey on innocent underage children and women out there. And the law says, yeah, an underage teenager cannot give consent. It says in the law.
Raped a minor.
He forced himself on a 16-year-old.
A child.
That's okay. Aggravated rape.
Now,
and
the young lady had a healthy baby girl, and everything was fine until John Barnes learned sometime in 2011 that he might have a daughter. He said, and I quote, "When my daughter was 5 years old, he found out about her, and once he found out," she said this, "and once he found out about her, he pursued custody and wanted to take her away from me. They granted him 50-50 custody despite the fact
the child was caused by rape."
I understand why she did not want the rapist to know. I get that.
I do too. I mean, I get it totally why she tried to hide it. And she didn't want nobody, let alone the perpetrator, the rapist, even know. You know, I think it's so fucking funny. You get these fucking dumbass fucking child molesters and rapists out there. things to say, oh, yeah, right. Well, you know what the fucked up thing is? It's unfortunately, yes, they do have Constitution Amendment rights. But in my mind, do I think they deserve it? Fuck no. This guy deserves no custody. He has no right to see his daughter. But unfortunately, the law and the Constitution Amendment rights say otherwise.
What I don't understand is why this judge decided to not only give custody to the person they know raped her at 16.
Yeah. But here we go. It's going to get better. Yeah, it's like, what judge is even thinking, or just, give 50-50, let it get it like that? I mean, this guy, the judge, he must not know the law or the Constitution Amendment. He doesn't know the logical point of this.
But ordered her
to give up her kid.
Him child support on top of it.
That's really astonishing.
There's more.
Here we go.
Abelseth, the young lady, said that she did not make the report until July 2015 because she thought it was too late for law enforcement to investigate the complaint. I thought if I didn't do it the next day, there was nothing I could do about it, Abelseth said. She was 16. She didn't know the law. I went to a trauma counselor. He said, no, you have 30 years after you turn 18. There you go. Things took a dramatic turn. Things took a dramatic turn this year when a judge granted Barnes, the rapist, full custody. It happened after Barnes alleged that Abelseth gave her daughter a cell phone. Abelseth said she was also ordered to pay Barnes child support. He's well connected.
Wow.
Abelseth said.
That's really fucked up, too. You know what the society is well, too. You get some rich, stick-up kid, or you got some grown man that has fucking full-on wealth like that, and you get some girl from the other side of the tracks, dirt poor. She gets raped, all of a sudden she gets fucked over by the system. That's the power of money, unfortunately.
He's threatened me multiple times, saying he has connections in the justice system, so I better be careful, and he can take her away anytime he wants to. I did not believe him until it happened. Abelseth said a hearing is scheduled next month to revoke Barnes' parental rights. Now, here's what I'm doing. This story has not received the attention it deserves. I actually believe the young lady. I think this person is very well connected to that local government. I'm going to bust up those connections. I'm calling everyone out, everyone affiliated, and if you show favoritism in this upcoming court case, I will expose you as well. There is no ambiguity if he committed rape. That's established based on court documents. There is no ambiguity if this child is his. Obviously, that is established through DNA test. What is not established is how in the hell did he end up avoiding prosecution, getting custody, and having the young lady who was raped by him send him money for child support? Those are the answers I need now.
Just mind-boggling.
The local county sheriff said in a statement, Parish Sheriff Daniel Edwards reports that as of June 15, 2022, the case involving allegations against 46-year-old John Barnes of Louisiana, which has gained widespread media attention, has been turned back over to the DA's office. They don't want to touch it. In tracing this case back, the time the initial complaint was filed in July 1st, 2015, it was discovered that the report never made it through the proper channels. Another favorable outcome for this alleged rapist.
Yeah.
Within the department to be assigned for investigation, somehow the complaint magically disappeared. Therefore, our department absolutely dropped the ball, the sheriff says, and we simply must own our mistake. That's what they're calling it, a mistake. This is a mistake. However, that simply has never been a problem before or since, and we must make sure to keep it that way. You mean to tell me, Sheriff, this is the only time you've ever made that mistake in the history of that governmental entity? And this judge is the first time in the history that this judge has ruled to allow a rapist to get full custody of a child, and then it's the first time this judge has ever mandated payment to the alleged rapist for child support? It's a whole lot of firsts here.
Yeah.
I guess the judge made a mistake too. Now, damn it, something else is going on. And I agree. I believe the young lady. All right, Ben, thoughts here.
I mean, what can you say? It's just a travesty of justice, a travesty of morality in every turn. We've really got to do something it's far beyond time that we root out these backwoods thinking magistrates. We have people that are in charge of our legal system, from the police departments all the way through the legal system, through our judges, that are just favoring men over women, favoring rapist men over victim women. I mean, there's nothing you can say. It's just what you're doing, putting people on blast and forcing them ahead of time to be accountable to what is right, to morality, instead of always doing it after, like so much of the news media only does. You got to do both. Be able to do it in advance is a great service. And honestly, it's one of my favorite things about this show and about you, and why I'm proud to come here a lot, is that you are not afraid to not just comment, but to take action. And we have to sometimes take things into our own hands to try to right some wrongs, because this is just an injustice in every step of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, feel like this poor girl doesn't get no justice against the attacker, the rapist. Yeah, and the fact that this fucking rapist, this dude, fucking name is Barnes, gets full custody and she got paid. She just got violated not once but twice more again. So that means she has been violated 3 times in her lifetime. Being raped years ago, having to give up her daughter, and having to pay custody to her rapist. Wow. Hang on a second. We're gonna get some more on this. Okay. There we go.
With On the Factor Uncensored. Welcome. Tonight we're pulling up the curtain and showing how flawed the justice system can be and is. A Louisiana mother is in the midst of a child custody battle with a man who allegedly raped and impregnated her when she was 16 years old. Christa Abelseth is now 32. She first told her story to my friend, investigative reporter Chris Nakamoto at WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Christa's alleged rapist has full custody of their daughter, who is now 16 as well. The same age he physically took advantage of Abelseth, according to a police report. Now, a court has also ordered the mother and alleged victim to pay the father child support, which she says is totally unfair. Christa is now fighting back. She wants her daughter back home and to see the man she said raped her now behind bars. Christa, for those who are not familiar with your story, take us from the beginning. What happened to you when you were a teenager?
When I was a teen, I was 16 years old. I was going to hang out with some friends, a couple of my girlfriends, and she wanted to go see her brother. So we went there. It was called Pine Street Pub, and we were hanging out with her brother and her brother's friends, and she was ready to leave. So she left, and John offered to bring me home. And he said that, he would give me a ride. I was intoxicated. I didn't have a vehicle there anyway. So instead of bringing me home, he brought me to his home. From there, once inside, he did proceed to rape me on his living room couch.
And from that point, you two had a child, not as if planned, but you were a rape victim and you had a child.
I wasn't impregnated that night. I found out when I was 9 weeks pregnant that I was pregnant with his child.
And you decided to keep that child, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
And fast forward to 2022 now, and what you have going on in the courts legally, and where you stand with your child and John.
So to take it back just a step further, when my daughter was 5 years old and he found out about her, he started pursuing custody and things of that nature and in legal proceedings. And then the judge awarded him 50-50 custody, and that was in 2015. And then in 2016, I was ordered to start paying him child support. And then now, here in 2022, the judge has awarded him sole custody.
Now, why did the judge make that? First of all, why did the judge give someone who raped you 50-50 custody of your child? And then fast forward.
I still think that judge was stupid even.
Let's go back to
even a little bit of custody.
2015.
But the judge really dropped the ball, giving her rapist full custody.
Why did he do that? That just doesn't make sense to most people.
I am flabbergasted about that myself. I feel like he just didn't take into consideration and ignored the fact that I was a rape victim, because it was said in court, it was brought up, so he knew about it, and he just blatantly ignored it.
And so, if you did 50-50 custody, then why were you ordered to pay child support then?
They told me, his attorney presented to the judge that I should be making a lot more money than what I was making, just because I have a degree. And so they put down my income as something much, much larger, over twice the amount of money that I was making.
Wow.
Yeah, they basically just came up with their own figure of what they assumed her income should be.
Out the damn air.
Out of thin air. Out of thin air, they assumed an income and based the child support off of that assumed income. But let me just say for the record, that income was still nowhere near the income that he was actually bringing home. And she was still ordered to pay child support.
That is just mind-blowing. And so, Christa, 2022, how does he get full custody? What's the age of your child now? And why is he getting full custody?
My daughter is almost 16. She'll be 16 next month. And when we went to court, basically my attorney had a stat.
God, for one, I'm thinking forever. I was just thinking this. No, she was raped at 16. Her daughter is 16. And sometimes you think as well, once a chomo, always a chomo. Once a rapist, always a rapist. It makes you think, man, I just hope for everybody's sake that the piece of shit father would even think about do it again. What he did to her own daughter. But you never know. I'm just thinking, whoa, man. I bet, boy, even tried. I bet everybody wants to smash his face in.
Status with the judge. I wasn't even in the judge's chambers when this was talked about, but what she informed me was they're accusing me of giving the child another cell phone.
What?
That he doesn't have, that the father doesn't have access to, and the judge didn't like that. So he awarded sole custody to the father.
Over a cell phone.
And I haven't even been given a chance to defend myself because I didn't give her a phone in the first place, another phone. So without even talking to me or letting me speak or anything, he just signed the papers.
Do you feel, Christa, like you're in the Twilight Zone? Like, what the hell is going on?
No, I ain't seen no Twilight Zone. She's a fucking nightmare.
My child now is being treated like a victim as well and going from one place to another place. And I have to pay the man who raped me child support.
100%. I feel like this isn't, how is this real life right now? I don't understand. I just don't know what to do or what to say because I never thought that this could happen. I was told by multiple attorneys and people in the legal field that oh no, you have nothing to worry about. That would never happen. You have to fail multiple drug tests. You have to neglect your child. You have to do this, this, and this, which I've never, ever, ever done. And there's never, ever been anything against me.
That's exactly true. She makes a point.
Like
I mean, you have to be a bad parent, bad mother, or to neglect or abuse your kid.
Introducing.
That's exactly right. I mean, the fact that, she lost complete custody of her daughter over a freaking cell phone? Really? Wow.
To make sense of it? Let me know if you do, because I certainly can't. There's much more to Christa's story. She's fighting back in the courts. She needs help. Details on how you can support her next here on The Factor Uncensored. Censored, one of the craziest child support and rape cases I've ever heard of, and likely you too as well. A mother is campaigning to get custody of her daughter from her own alleged rapist. A lot of attention has been brought to Christa Abelseth's case ever since it was broken by Chris Nakamoto, investigative reporter in Baton Rouge at WBRZ TV. And she's also getting help to see her, she's hoping to get help to see her alleged rapist prosecuted in this case. It's just crazy. Take a look. And Stacey, you've been helping her and supporting her through this. In the beginning, was there ever a police report filed for rape? And do you think that made a difference in this case long term?
Well, to answer that question, she did file. She did file a police report. She filed in 2015. She pressed charges against him, but it didn't go anywhere. The charges just vanished in thin air, and it's been 7 years later, and they're still saying that it's open. And the problem we've had, and the reason why I had to go to the media, is because we couldn't get anywhere with the legal system. Every place we went, they could not help us. We went to other agencies. We went to representatives, senators, you name it. We contacted all these people, and they told us they could not help us because the case was still open. So then my response was, okay, so they get to keep a case open for 50 years, so nothing happens. And the rapist doesn't get, justice isn't served, and the rapist just gets to walk around scot-free while the victim is paying for it.
Exactly. I mean, it's just mind-blowing that this would be allowed by the courts. Have you looked into the courts and any connection with any of these people that could be out there?
Well, we absolutely know there's political corruption involved, just for the sheer fact that, like you said, it's the Twilight Zone. A man that rapes a woman, man that rapes a child when she's 16 years old, he's 30 years old, does not get to rake that person through the coals for 10 years of her life and get custody of a child if some type of political corruption is not going on.
And Christa, you and your daughter are stuck in. How's your daughter reacting to all of this? And to have it also, you need it at this point, but to have it in the media, how is your daughter reacting to all of this?
Well, I've only gotten to see her, during my supervised visitations.
Oh my God.
That's ridiculous.
I really can't.
That's bullshit.
I really can't speak for her at the moment. She, is dealing with it in her own way.
Right, and she's not allowed to discuss, and she does not, Christa does not discuss the case with the child. So, we don't have any idea, how she's even doing or how she's processing this. Christa has no means of actually any type of a communication with her to be able to know even how the well-being of her own child. Because she's been court-ordered, she cannot discuss anything with the child.
And so far, despite the publicity you're getting nationwide now, no one in Louisiana, no elected official, no advocacy groups besides yourself, no one's coming forward to help her.
We've had one group come forward. It's the Sean Cassidy with LaFosfa in Louisiana. He's come forward and he's gone on the news and interviewed and, stated the facts that we know, that the law says that his parental rights shall be terminated the minute that it's determined that this was a cause of a rape. Well, we knew that from the beginning because she was 16, he's 30, and there was a child born, that's carnal knowledge of a juvenile, according to the law of the state of Louisiana. And that did not take place. They just kept on with the custody and so forth. But no, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why we had to come to the media. I contacted every office I could possibly contact and got nowhere.
So, Christa, what do you do now? I mean, it's tough, it's sad. It's unbelievable to the average viewer out there that you could be raped and then you have to pay your rapist child support, and then the rapist gets custody, full custody of your child at 16 years old. And do you feel like your daughter's safe with him?
You know what I would say? I would say, hell, motherfucking no. And every other person, including me, around the world would see this story, probably watch this story, see this story, and say, I would say for not even 1 second that Christa's daughter is remotely safe with the rapist. Not even for a remote 1 second.
But we know what happened with you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your daughter's safe with him?
Like I said earlier, once a fucking chomo, always a chomo. Once a rapist, always a rapist.
I absolutely do not.
No.
Bingo.
Under no circumstance is that a safe environment for a child.
Incredible. Well,
And
we
the
know
other
you guys
thing-
have
the
to
other-
go. We want to thank you for dropping by the Factor Uncensored. And
The
of
other
course, for
thing-
people, Stacy, who would like to reach out and help you guys, where can they reach you? Where can they find you?
Okay, so we have a page set up through our foundation, through SaveLivesFoundation.org, and I will send you the links for that. If people could go and
Save Lives 35foundation.org.
donate, because this poor mother has legal fees and bills piled up. I mean, she's had to, it's unfathomable, literally, how far in debt she's had to get just to be able to sustain and survive because of the agony that she's been drugged through from her rapist.
Never seen anything like it before.
Never mind.
WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge reports the alleged rape.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen stories. I've done stories where rapists and chomos get out scot-free or have to serve very little time. Like I did 2 cops that don't have to serve on the sex offender. They don't have to register. They don't have to serve any time. But this is really, really crazy. I mean, a woman was a young lady that was only 16 years old, raped, gets pregnant by her rapist, has to give up the custody and pay child support. I mean, it's astonishing. And the real kicker you heard it was, Christa can only see her daughter through supervised visitation. What the fuck? That just shows you, ladies and gentlemen, that just shows you right there and right here, right now, how broken the system. And you get scumbag, creep, deviant fucks get to walk away. They can do whatever they want. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna pump this up in a couple minutes. I mean, this is a good one. Too good to not watch. You know, if you watch this, spread it around, share this out. This has got to go nation. And this woman needs to get her daughter back. And that fucking piece of shit scumbag, her rapist, he needs to get locked up. He needs to get locked up. Straight up. Anyways, I'm out here. My job. Peace out. Much love, respect.